The misconception that barndos are so much cheaper is ludicrous when you look at how they're built. You build a barndominium for a quality of life and a low maintenance forever home. SFH allows you to get into that, still tap in, but meet your needs as a consumer. And so we're building a traditional built home to the best standards that exist in that market. What's up, guys? I'm TJ Norris with the Bando Co, and we've been building custom barndominiums for the last 3 years, and we've completed over 300 custom turnkey barndominiums across the Southeast. And I'm here to answer some questions. Now, this one is not so much industry-wide, it's more of an internal look because we've added some things to our repertoire, and so we get tons of questions. You will notice on our website that barndos are our lifeblood. That's what we do. But we offered this new product about a year ago to the marketplace called SFH. It's our Southern Farmhouse Collection. And so I want to take a minute to talk about some of the differences and where there's some similarities between these two brands so that you as a consumer can make a better decision on which route you'd like to take. So, but first, let's talk about the differences. So the first difference between SFH and the Barndo product line is it's not built as a post-frame dwelling. SFH, Southern Farmhouse Collection, is built conventional, stick frame, and it's a wood truss assembly. So it's very much a conventional home. The number one difference is the Barndo is a true barndominium built post-frame hybrid with our tried and true system. SFH is literally a stick-built version of the same floor plan. That's number one. Number two, the difference between SFH and Barndo is the exterior finishes. SFH is going to come standard with vinyl siding and a asphalt shingle roof versus our traditional steel siding and steel roofing that you see on our barndominiums. And again, I'll get to the point of why these are this way, but I just want to hit the highlighted versions of this. Number three, the biggest difference is you can customize the Barndo floor plan and the Barndo build process to your heart's content. With SFH, it is what it is. It's as you see it, this is what we're building. And those, I think, are the three largest differences between the two, right? The build type, one is a true post-frame barndominium, one is a conventional built home. The exterior, one of them is built with conventional barndominium siding and roofing. The other is built with conventional home siding and roofing. And then the last one is where Barndo is a full custom experience, SFH is a quicker, leaner process. Now, let's talk about some of the similarities. The similarities are, if you're building barndominium or SFH, you still get to go in and pick all of your interior finishes. There are standards for each, and you get to come in and pick those things and make them your own. So you're not just getting it as it comes. You still get to play a role in the interior finishes of the home. The same is true for the exterior. You're still going to get to pick colors and things like that to make it unique to yourself. It's just, you know, there's no major modifications happening. And they do have a different set of standard finishes. So some things that may be a slight upgrade in SFH aren't really an upgrade in the Barndo side because they're just two different products. And that is your main similarity. The second similarity in the SFH product line and the Barndo standard product line is they both follow the same process. So you're still going to onboard, you're still going to go through the design process of getting those plans out and then go into the showroom and make your selections and do everything. You're going to be on the exact same process. So everything that we talk about, the process of taking the client from the first conversation to the closing day is going to be exactly the same. The biggest differences, like we said, just going to be the product that you're getting. Now, beyond what's different and what's the same, I want to tell you the reason we created it. When rates went up, we had people who could not sacrifice size of home for the quality of the build. Size was more important. So we want to help people. And what we noticed was like, we had this product line and there's nothing we can do about cost. We could just get smaller. And that doesn't always solve the problem. And so a lot of clients were leaving who love the company. They love how we operate. They love the process. But we didn't have a product that could fit their needs. And so with the elevated rate increases, we needed to figure out a way to get people the square footage they needed for the cost that they could afford. And the only way to do it was to to offer a more traditional concept. And so we've heard us talk about it a million times. Like, is a barn door as affordable as a traditional house? Is it less? No, it's true. You can build stick frame cheaper, right? It all comes down to the building science and the building process, and what you're using, the system that you have determines that final cost. And so at SFH, we took some of our classic, most beloved barndominium floor plans, the ones that people call about the most, and we re-engineered them to be built conventionally. And when we did that, we looked at it and said, how can we keep the same interior finishes and the same thing so that it looks and feels a little bit like the Barndo thing, and it is the same basic layout as the Barndo plan, but it can be built more efficiently and more cost effectively. And so that's how SFH was born. That's why you have vinyl siding on the exterior. That's why you have a shingle roof versus a metal roof. And the insulation's different because we build it different. It's built out of 2x4s, just like other conventional home would be built out of 2x4s. So you can't do the same insulation practices. So it's the system is different. The floor plan is the same. And what it does is it allows you to buy it more affordably. And it allows us to demonstrate the differences between a barndominium and a traditional built home in our own process. Because the misconception that barndos are so much cheaper is ludicrous when you look at how they're built. You build a barndominium for a quality of life and a low maintenance forever home. SFH allows you to get into that, still tap in, but meet your needs as a consumer. And so we're building a traditional built home to the best standards that exist in that market while passing on savings to you and your family so that you guys can get into a home that meets your needs. You can still work with a company that you've grown to love, and we don't want you to be disqualified because of a monthly payment issue or a gap in what you can afford because you've got a growing family or you've got a bigger need for something. So we've delivered this product so that you can still get, a little bit less quality of a home. And I hate to say it that way. It's just by comparison to the Barndo, but you can get into that without having to go talk to another builder. So that's what SFH is designed for, so that you can be in our system and go through our same process and have a great experience and get into a high quality traditional built home that mirrors and resembles the floor plan that drew you to us in the first place. That's what it is. That's where the price difference comes in. And the reason why we don't allow people to change and customize and do all that is because if we did, it would mitigate some of the cost savings. The way that we've built and engineered these sets of plans, we're mass producing the trusses and all the things and the components that are going into them, which allows us to keep costs lower to you as the consumer. And it's literally designed to be an economic option if we've exhausted our resources, and getting smaller on a Barndo build doesn't solve the problem. We can move you into this. It's a very quality and affordable conventional style home with some of the characteristics that drew you to us in the first place. So that is the primary differences. Again, same process, different product, same great company. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to fill out the contact form on our website. Come in and talk to one of our reps, and they can then walk you through the process and tell you what each one would look like and figure out which one best fits your needs.